Hello, everyone, and good evening to you. I want to share with you my thought process on what my expectations is going to be like on the USDJPY for the new week. And if you remember vividly, the last time I shared something on the USDJPY was like a couple of weeks ago, where we took advantage of this bearish impulsive move to the downside, which gave us over 500 pips in profit. And since then, we have been witnessing situations where price has continued to reject the 145 Japanese yen level, giving us insinuation that there is a possible bullish momentum at this point in the market. But I wouldn't be jumping into such a conclusion at this point in time, as it's important we scale up to the daily time frame and let's see what is really going on from an holistic perspective, after which we are going to be coming back to a lower time frame to make a decision for the week. So scaling up into the daily time frame, well, the obvious thing we have here on the daily time frame is that price action has been on a strong bullish momentum since the beginning of the year, and as a result of this, we were able to connect a series of higher lows here to give us that resultant bullish trend line that has been guiding price action. But there is a very important structure here which we need to take into consideration, and that is the 145 Japanese yen level. If we look at the current structure here, we can see how this level has been a major selling niche for participants in this market throughout the month of September. As we can see here, every attempt by the buyers to push price to the upside had been met with strong resistance from the sellers, as we saw that every time selling pressure comes in at that point. However, during the first couple of weeks in the month of October, we finally witnessed a significant breakout of that structure to send price to go to as far as the 152 Japanese yen level to give us a bullish signal. So following the structure I just stated here, that is the breakout of the 145 Japanese yen level, we saw something that looks like a retracement of that structure to the downside. And from a technical standpoint, whenever we cite a breakout of a structure like the 145 Japanese yen level, we should be expecting that price is likely going to come back to do a retest of that structure, after which buying pressure is likely going to be pushing price to the upside, hereby inciting the second wave of that bullish momentum. So going into the new week, we are at a very critical structure at this point, as we really need to understand what is really going on around this point. That is, looking at what happened throughout the course of last week's trading session to give us a clue into what our expectation is going to be like for the week. So from the daily time frame here, I have two scenarios I want to be looking forward to, considering the rejection of the 145 Japanese yen level by the buyers and the course of last week's trading session. There is a likelihood that price might continue to the upside. That's the first scenario. Or we could be having a situation where um, si- price breaks down the 145 Japanese yen level, does a retest of that structure to lead price right into either the bullish trend line here or the neckline area identified at the 145 Japanese yen level. So let's scale down to a much lower time frame and see how we can take advantage of any opportunity on the USD JPY. But before I go down into the 4 hours time frame, I want us to see what I was able to spool out from the economic calendar, as this is likely going to be affecting the um, US dollar for the week. So give me a moment, let me quickly show you what I'm talking about here. So we have this situation here where let me run through this a little bit. Okay, so we have on the 4th of November we have, okay, so we have on Tuesday we have the Bank of Japan monetary policy meeting minute coming up on Tuesday, which is a very significant event. And then on Wednesday, we have the Fed rate decision, we have the monetary policy statement, and the FOMC press conference. These are very strong events. And then we have on Thursday, we have the ISM service PMI and then on Friday we have the almighty non-farm payroll. So we have quite a lot of events for the week, and one thing definitely for sure is that participants in this market will be anticipating this event, and this is going to be reflecting on the chart in the form of price action. So scaling down to the 4 hours time frame, let's see what is really going on here. So on the 4 hours time frame, the first thing we observe here is that we have witnessed multiple rejection of the 145 Japanese yen level. So we saw one at the beginning of last week. Then we saw the second one during the later part of last week trading session to emphasize the strength of the buyers at this point in the market. And one thing you can see around this area is that the structure here looks more like a reversal pattern, after which whenever we cite a reversal pattern like this, the next thing we want to be doing is to identify a neckline, which we shall be using as our guide for trading activities here. And on the last day of last week trading session, we finally witnessed a breakout of the neckline identified at the 147 Japanese yen. So going into the new week, is this breakout going to hold? Is it going to be a true breakout or a false breakout? So if this is going to be a true breakout, we want to see a situation where price does a retest to structure, after which we start seeing buying pressure that will push price to the upside. And if that does not happen and price continue to trend, go to the downside in such a way that we finally have a breakdown of the 145 Japanese yen level, a retest of structure followed by selling pressure on lower time frame, then we could be thinking of joining the bearish trend at this point. So in addition to the current structure, here's this bearish trend line I was able to identify here, and we can see how price action has continued to respect that bearish trend line throughout the course of last week trading session. And we see here, though we had the breakout of the neckline, prices forming a consolidation around the 145 Japanese yen level. So we want to see how participants in this market is going to be relating to the structure. If we are going to be seeing a situation where price breaks out of the structure to the upside, then we will be looking forward to buying opportunities. And if we see a situation where price drops below that trend line, respecting it one more time, retest of structure right below the 147 Japanese yen level, that is selling pressure, then we might be looking forward to selling the USDJPY for this week. So this is what I'm going to be looking forward to for this week. But be rest assured that I will be jumping in the comment section to give you an update of how I intend to trade the USDJPY after monitoring how participants in this market is going to be relating to the current structure that we have identified here on the 4 hours time frame. If this video has been of immense help in making your individual decision on the USDJPY, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You will also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Dark Sherry so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally dish out in the comment section of every video. Thank you for liking, thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the comment section as usual on Monday. Have a good night rest, and bye bye.